Hi there, it's Mindy Searcy. I'm at North Georgia Yoga Center today, and I wanted to share with you just a few simple things that really helped me when I was dealing with my anxiety, especially when it was unmedicated and I had no idea what it was. I found that everything that people told me to do didn't really work for me. One of those things was, oh, just sit down and meditate. And what they really didn't understand is when you have anxiety going on, the last thing you want to do is sit down because everything in you is telling you to run, to fight, to flight, or freeze. So you're stuck in that limbic system part of the brain, right? And what meditation does for you is it gets you in the prefrontal lobes of the brain. So that house of self-love and compassion. Great, especially if we could just beeline it over. But the reality is when you're in a state of anxiety headed toward a panic attack, sitting still just really isn't going to happen. So I found that if I would do yoga postures that were a little bit more fluid and allowed me to kind of plug into other senses in my body instead of the panic or the anxiety, that what would start to happen is I could moderate my breath. So it was like I was moving and meditating at the same time. And that's when my yoga practice really just took a whole nother level. So today what you're going to get is just a really simple flow to kind of just like get that energy, that excess energy out so that then you can sit down and maybe even focus on the breath. So the breath that you'll get is 4, 7, 8. So you'll inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This is a really awesome breath for anxiety, but it's really hard to do when you feel anxious. So doing the more flow that you can on the front end and then having a few moments to sit down and focus on the breath tends to be like that just perfect mix, especially if you're already in a heightened state of anxiety or you feel like you're heading into that panic state. When we go toward the panic state, things feel a lot more out of control. So sometimes getting the body and the breath on the mat can just feel really good. It can also feel like you have a modicum of control and kind of help that anxiety abate quite a bit, actually. So I'm going to start on my hands and knees, thinking of a table foundation. And then I'm going to exhale, arch the spine up. Inhale, send the heart forward, tilt the tailbone up. Exhale. And inhale. So here you can just really begin to move with the breath, with the body, and become mindful in the moment and not stuck in that wheel of the anxiety. And then you'll inhale here, curl the toes, exhale, down dog. As many breaths as you want to take here and have fun with it, right? Move, explore your body. Notice what's going on with the breath. And as you exhale, step or walk forward. You'll inhale, hands up, half lift, shoulders away from the ears. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bend the knees so you can inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Come into more of a low seated chair. This will require a little bit more muscle activity, so you'll be a lot more grounded in the pose. Really important when all that stuff's going on in the head. Exhale, fold. So you could inhale, half lift up, exhale, chair. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Could do that 3 more times. Then you'd inhale, half lift up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step on back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Slither on through as you inhale for cobra. And then exhale right back down. Reverse it. So lift the booty, tuck the toes, come back toward the chest as you inhale, press up. Exhale, back, down dog. And then exhale, maybe come on down. So you could do that little sequence right there 5 times, 10 times. Just keep it really simple. This idea of never totally folding in and getting stuck there so you don't have to freak out, right? But opening up and then closing, it starts to give you this rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. So that as you find your own unique rhythm here on the mat, you'll start to realize that all that craziness going on in the head seems to settle a little bit. I would say I would sometimes do that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it took for me to feel like, okay, I think I could sit down now and focus on the breath. I always like to have a seat on the feet. This works for me, but there's any way that you could do this. You can even lay on the back of your body, especially if you feel like things are calming down, having the knees bent, slowly coming down, and just being here with the hands at rest on the abdomen, by the hips. Take a big breath in, breath out. You would inhale here for the count of 4, pause at the crest of the breath for 7, and then exhale out for an 8 count. So we'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then exhale all the way out. I'll do another video just on that breath, and it'll show up a few days after this one. So stay tuned, because there's more on the way to help you calm down today and feel better right now. Namaste.